So Square really killed Final Fantasy. So Final Fantasy used to be one of the most popular IPs in the world, especially in Japan. But now we live in a world where Xenoblade is more popular than Final Fantasy itself. Yes, Final Fantasy is less popular than Xenoblade. Final Fantasy is less culturally relevant outside of R34 of Tifa um than Xenoblade. It really shows you how Square mishandled Final Fantasy. Okay, like Final Fantasy used to be the go-to series for JRPGs. That and Dragon Quest. Okay, of course there were Pokemon. Pokemon existed, but for JRPGs, okay, but kind of like a Bud Light, people had to look for alternatives for JRPGs. Okay, or RPGs in general. Okay, of course we could just play Western RPGs, which had to. But again, we're talking about Japanese RPGs. Okay, people have to look elsewhere after Final Fantasy games started to lose their identity and not be Final Fantasy anymore. And one of the most popular series is Xenoblade, a series that before the death of Final Fantasy, before Final Fantasy started to become less and less popular, okay, especially in Japan, well, more and more people looked for alternatives. Dragon Quest, of course, already existed, but Dragon Quest has always been culturally relevant. Okay, but then there's this new series called Xenoblade. Xenoblade is actually a relatively new series to the gaming industry, unlike Final Fantasy, which has been there since like the 80s, I think. But this is just pretty sad that Square really ran this franchise to the ground. Okay, like they really thought that that whole beat scene for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth would save Final Fantasy, but they won't change the gameplay, which is the thing that people care about the most. No, sorry, seeing Tifa in a bikini does not sell games, contrary to what to popular beliefs. Okay, people want an actual game, not a, not like yes, games like Dead or Alive do partially sell because of that reason. Okay, but people buy games for the gameplay, not boobs. Okay, if people buy games for boobs, then Stellar Blade will have sold 10 million copies on the PS5. Okay, and yes, 1 million copies for a game is very impressive. But again, Spider-Man sold 10 million copies on the PS5. God of War sold 10 million copies on the PS5. But Stellar Blade did not. Okay, but the game was supposed to sell a gazillion copies because the main character had boobs. Yeah, that's pretty funny. But Xenoblade is seen as an alternative to Final Fantasy. Okay, you have these deep stories, these characters that you fall in love with. Besides the cat girl. Why Nintendo? Why did they put cat girl in Xenoblade 3? But it seems that Final Fantasy is going to be replaced by Xenoblade if Square keeps it up with the treatment of the Final Fantasy IP. And yeah, that's what this video here. Goodbye.